This storm can't get close at all. The ancestral hall gate is right ahead. But we can't even get through. This is a storm formed by the village's accumulated resentment. It's a trapped night owl made using the souls of the whole village. My curse mark won't last much longer. This cursed storm is a program written by Yexiao with neural code. I can use reverse code to temporarily suppress its operation. Give me 30 seconds. Sis, are you okay? I found it. There are 3 rune nodes at the core of the storm. They're on the left, center, and right. As long as we destroy all 3 nodes at once, the storm will disperse. The Ling Zhangzan. You two handle the left and right nodes. Lu Wan, use your curse marks to cover them. Qingyan, keep suppressing the storm with code. Buy us as much time as you can. Xia Nuo, lock onto the nodes the whole time. Guide us. I'll take care of the central core node. Sis. Yanyan. Don't come any closer. The seal is cursed. Sis, I finally found you. Sis, don't be scared. I'll rescue you right now. I'll take you home. Qingyan, don't touch it. That's a soul-binding seal. If you force it, the curse will swallow your soul instantly. The curse is way too powerful. It's completely useless. I'm sorry, sis. I'm so useless. I can't save you. The resentment in the entire hall suddenly became violent. The scene of the sisters dying together in their past lives exploded in his mind, deep in his consciousness. That cold, violent awareness couldn't be contained anymore. The chill around him almost froze the whole ancestral hall. The mountain-splitting axe hummed slightly. Soul rewind. Linchan, don't touch it. That's a negative soul extinction array. Night Owl altered my parents' forbidden spell core to make this death array. If you force it, your consciousness will be erased with the array. Birth gate at top left. Death gate at bottom right. Using the soul as the guide. Break the curse with a curse. This is also Su Qingyu's core consciousness. Only the same source power as Xingge can pull him out from the array's center. Only you, Lin Chen, can do it. In the previous life, it took 7 days and cost 3 core teammates. But this time, everything blended perfectly. 13 death nodes in the array were precisely erased. Qingyu, can you hear my voice? Using Xingge's backdoor code to anchor your consciousness, I'll rip open a hole in the array for you. Sis. Su Qingyu, you ruined my plan. Lin Chan, you've ruined my schemes over and over. Today, all of you will die with my experiment. This bomb is tied to the curse on the whole village. Even if you kill me, it'll still go off. Last time, because of this bomb, I lost 2 core teammates. Soul rewind. And it's this Lin Chan. The bomb core is at the wrinkled node in the lower left. It's the same origin as Lu Wan's talisman spell mark. We're running out of time. Server announcement. Congratulations to players Lin Chan, Su Qingyu, the Lin, Zhang Zun, and Sha Nuo for clearing the level successfully. A rank plus Godslayer dungeon, Falling Sunset Village. Cleared Falling Sunset Village. Server's first clear. Set a new record for fastest a rank plus dungeon clear. Clear time, 12 hours 17 minutes. Unlocked Mist City Main District. Healing privileges. That's how it is. Got it. This intel is from Lin Chan's side. It's up to you now. Captain, Miss Lu Wan's soul injuries are already 55% healed. His brainwaves have clear autonomous activity now. It's just that her soul source was way overdrawn, so she's in a protective sleep. The AO that lunatic. The trap in Luoxia's deserted village was broken by us, so he switched to another way to mess with players. If this keeps up, he's going to drain the consciousness of millions of players in the whole server. I've tracked down the players who got into trouble. Their last login coordinates are all located in the abandoned factory district in Mist City's main area. The Zhao tampered with the game's logout core code and turned that place into a consciousness trap. Every player who steps inside has their consciousness locked in the space he built. This plan, back during the closed beta, the Zhao secretly started it without any of the developers knowing.
He built the nightmare factory in the game,
specifically to devour players' consciousness, draining their mental power, turning them into consciousness puppets. Those puppets are the core fuel for his consciousness immortality project. And the only thing that can completely destroy this plan, the only thing that can counter the Zhao's highest authority in the game, is called the Galaxy System. After discovering the Zhao's plot, I secretly embedded it into the game's core as the ultimate insurance program. I broke it up into 13 components and hid them in the 13 divine barrier dungeons I designed, which are actually the divine shard fragments we've been searching for. Only by gathering all 13 divine shard fragments can we assemble the complete galaxy core. and obtain the game's highest management authority. So far, we've gotten only 2. Progress, 2 out of 13. And the 3rd divine shard fragment, plus the heart and core I hid in the game, are all inside the Nightmare Factory's central core. That's the Zhao's main nest for devouring players' consciousness. It's also where countless top players from the past lost their lives, and the S-Rank dungeon no one ever cleared in the previous timeline. The regret of not being able to save the trapped players in the past now surges in Captain Lu Wan's life. The world remains steady, but her consciousness wave is still very weak. We've used the highest grade consciousness nurturing regimen, but still couldn't wake her up. For now, we can only stabilize her source of consciousness, so she doesn't fade away. To truly wake her up, we need a power that can restore the soul's source. The Galaxy system can do that. Galaxy's core logic is consciousness restoration and recall. As soon as we get the Galaxy core, we can fully restore Lu Wan's damaged soul and wake her up. Tomorrow at 8 a.m., everyone assembles. We're breaking into the Nightmare Factory. We have 3 goals. First, rescue every trapped player's consciousness. Second, retrieve the 3rd divine shard fragment. Find the Galaxy core. Third, completely dismantle the Zhao's consciousness devour plan. Don't worry, I'll lead the way. Even if it's a dragon's den or tiger's lair, I'll carve a path for you. Leave supplies, equipment, and fire support to me. I'll make sure the brothers are fully supplied. I'll use the Eye of Truth to help everyone see through every trap and illusion. I won't let anyone get hurt. Program cracking, code defense. The 2 of us sisters will handle it. Operation. Lu Wan is sleeping soundly at the base. We really have to clear this dungeon. Don't let her wake up and laugh at us. System prompt. You have entered the S-Rank Horror Dungeon, Nightmare Factory. Dungeon difficulty, Hell level. Awakening your deepest fears and obsessions. Dungeon clear condition. Destroy the factory's core center. Rescue all trapped player consciousness. Soul recall. Talent auto-activated. Awake at midnight. Welcome to my Nightmare Factory. Enjoy your memory prison. Once you are devoured by your obsession, you'll become my most perfect fuel. Ling Chen stares at the memory fragments from the past on the wall. A hint of ruthlessness flashes in her eyes. Everyone's scattered in their memory prisons. Can they succeed in breaking free? Sis, do you really have to go into this messed up beta? Mom and Dad are gone. Now it's just us. What will I do if something happens to you? You don't need to worry about me. Just live your life. Stop bothering me. This is Su Qingyan's deepest obsession. Yan, I'm sorry. Back then, I didn't mean to leave you behind. And it wasn't that I didn't care about you. I discovered the Zhao's plot in the beta early on. I had to go in and get evidence of his crimes to protect you, so you wouldn't get dragged in. I pushed you away because I was afraid the Zhao would realize you were my weakness and target you. The 3 months I went missing, he caught me for experiments. What kept me going every day was the thought that I had to survive to see you. Sis, I'm sorry. I misunderstood you for so long. It's okay, Yan. Now we sisters have broken the Zhao's plot together. In the Lin's memory prison, what kind of despair is playing out now? Ah, The Ling, this isn't your fault. It's my fault. I'm the one who hurt them. If it weren't for me, they wouldn't have died. The tragedies of the past aren't your fault. You're not alive just to live in guilt. You're alive to carry their beliefs and live well. You have us in this life. I won't let you be alone ever again. Ling Chun, from the moment you saved me in the newbie apartment, I started liking you. I want to stand by your side forever. Face every storm with you. No matter life or death, I'll stay with you. For the road ahead, we'll walk it together. Summer Nuo is trapped in endless darkness. Can't see her hand in front of her. Blind. You're just a useless blind girl. If not for your eye of truth, no one would bring you along. You're just a burden. Summer Nuo, your value was never just about the eye of truth. You're our most important family. Whether you can see or not, we'll never leave you behind. This is the Zhao's real-world core.
Plus,
The 12 secret experiment bases he set up around the country. He even colluded with foreign forces, trying to turn the entire network system into his experimental field. These are all the assassination layouts of the Jiang group. I must tell Brother Lin Zhan. Brother Ling Chun, I saw it. I saw the Zhao's real-world location. Also all his experiment bases and arrangements. All of his layouts. Inside Zhang Zun's memory prison. What breakthrough will happen next? Zhang Zun. Trapped in the villa on the rainy night, his parents were assassinated. The living room floor is covered in blood. His parents lay in a pool of blood. Several people in black are holding blood-stained knives. They're walking step by step toward his younger self. Be quiet. Don't touch Night Owl's experiment. Survive. I'm so useless. I couldn't even protect my own parents. Zhang Zun. Wake up, this is just an illusion. Captain, am I really that useless? Other than spending money, I can't do anything right. You always have to save me. Stop talking nonsense. From the rookie apartment, you've been our strongest support. Without your resources and connections, without your life risking cover time and time again, we couldn't have made it this far. Jiang Zun, your parents never blamed you. They wanted you to live well. More than anything, they wanted you to pick up a weapon and fight against evil. Not live forever in guilt. Detected, host Jiang Zun, talent fortune law, has completed ultimate evolution in desperate times. Function upgrade. Game currency can now unlock corresponding permissions. New ability unlocked. Consume personal resources to grant the whole team an absolute protection barrier. Brothers, I, Zhang Zun, will see you all through to the end. Even if we cross blades and flames, I'll blow a path wide open for you. Regroup and break through. The official rescue of trapped players' consciousness begins. Ling Chun, I see the core of the lock. It's the consciousness cores of 13 players. Forcing it open will cause their consciousness to dissipate. Ling Chan saw a mother who lost her child, and a young man who failed in his startup, among others. Players' memories are now synchronized with everyone. Your child never blamed you. He just hopes you'll keep moving forward. One failure doesn't mean your life's over. As long as you live, there's always a second chance. It wasn't your fault. It's those who hurt you. Don't punish yourself for others' mistakes for the rest of your life. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you. This lunatic hit so many experimental bases in the country. So many innocent people too. Jiang Zun, send these coordinates and intel to your father immediately, and to the Provincial Police Operations Task Force. Night Owl's plots in the game will destroy them. His real-world leers, let the police take them down. All intel is now sensed, including Night Owl's location, base coordinates, and layouts. Immediately forward all intel to the Provincial Security Bureau and Dragon Security Bureau. Request Thunder operation to commence. That afternoon, synchronized nationwide raids. A mysterious force stormed the experimental bases. Remaining forces captured. Innocent civilians rescued. Experimental equipment and evidence seized. Ling Chan, you again. You must die. They won the action with overwhelming success. Night Owl's experimental bases were completely wiped out. Hundreds were saved. Even though his true self got away, his entire real-world organization is basically finished. Ling Chan, you're truly skilled. Actually wiped out all my real-world bases. But it doesn't matter. As long as I get the Shingei core, I'll never lose. The Ling leads the way for Jiang Zun, holds off the monsters. Chao Qingyu and Qingyan hack the mainframe, locking onto Night Owl's weak point. Everyone, back to back. Yeah. Impossible. How did your power suddenly increase so much? Ling Chan, his weak spot is the heart area. That's where his consciousness core is. The third Divine Blade fragment acquired. Shingei core officially activated. The journey to claim the 13 Divine Blades has just begun. Detected 3 Divine Blade fragments embedded in the Shingei key. Verification progress 3 of 13. System notice, host Ling Chan detected. Dual consciousness match rate 87%. Soul trace talent 100% fit with Shingei core logic. Meets basic activation requirements. System notice, Shingei system basic rights unlocked.
Temporary access to Virtual Ruins Labyrinth game.
Level 2 administrative rights. Partial repairs available. Game rules can now stabilize player consciousness data. Captain Miss Luan's consciousness is stabilizing. Her soul injuries are improving. Xingya's power really works. Great Luan is finally being saved. Once we gather the remaining 10 fragments, we can fully awaken her. Ling Chan channels Xingya's power, repairing Luan's damaged soul. Congratulations, players! Ling Chan and team successfully cleared the S-level horror instance, Nightmare Factory. Congrats to Lin Yuan's battle team for breaking the speed clear record. Acquired the third Divine Blade fragment from the instance. Unlocked healing access to the main district of Mist City. Nightmare Factory incident is over, but our journey isn't done yet. Next, we have to break through 10 more Divine Blade instances. Collect the fragments to awaken Luan, and put an end to Nightowl's plot. Nightmare Factory instance cleared. Liyuan Pavilion secures first place. Most of Mist City's dangers are cleared. Ordinary players now have a safe zone. The mysterious force, using instance data, wiped out 3 of Nightowl's experimental sites. His syndicate is rapidly collapsing. Captains 1,500 elite players on the perimeter set up 3 defensive layers, surrounding Clock Tower Square impenetrably. Not even a fly could get in. This time Order Field is the core venue for Nightowl's time loop experiments. Here, it simulates the upper limit of consciousness remaining in infinite time loops. Testing whether consciousness can become immortal within infinite loops. Time flows chaotically inside the instance. We'll be trapped in the same 24 hours repeatedly. Endless cycles. Each failed loop costs you a part of your consciousness. After more than 99 cycles, your consciousness will completely vanish in the time storm. I can't detect a stable timeline inside the instance. All code probing signals get torn apart by the time turbulence. Every scenario inside, every NPC is a loop node. If we act outside the loop's pattern, it will trigger time backlash and forcibly reset us to the loop's starting point. The 4th Divine Blade fragment is locked deep in the instance's time hub. We can only get the fragment by breaking the loop. Brother Binkin, over 1,000 players are trapped in the clock tower. The consciousness time hub is at the top. It also contains complete data for experiment base No. 4 and the human laboratory. Isn't this just a time loop? Even if it loops 100 times, I can still shatter the time core of this damn clock tower. Captain, give the order for us to move. I'll take the lead. Memories of past dungeon runs flood my mind. Twin consciousness synchronization has reached 90%. The boundary is even blurrier now. Captain Luan's soul damage has been repaired by 60%. There are even more God Cleaver shards than before. His recovery will be even faster. Don't worry, once we get the 4th shard, your consciousness will recover even better. After entering the dungeon, everyone must wear the Time Anchor badge at all times. No matter which loop node you get sucked into, the shared consciousness link must not be broken. King Yu and King Yin, you two are tasked with cracking the base code of the loop. Find the stable point on the timeline. No, you're in charge of pinpointing the flaw in each loop and the location of the time core, the Lin and Zhang Zun. You're responsible for handling time monsters in the loop. Protect the team's defense line. Understood? Understood. You have entered the S-Rank Godcleaver dungeon, Ruins of Time. First loop initiated. Failing to destroy the time core means failure. Consciousness origin reduced to zero. Results in permanent dissipation. Everyone is pulled into their own memory illusions. Jiang Zan returns to his childhood. The Ling returns to her Snow Mountain mission. Lin Chun returns to his previous life for the final battle with the Zhao. Loop failed. Forced restart back to the beginning. Consciousness origin is deducted. Damn, they really threw us right into this. Directly yanked into a memory kill. No time to react at all. This is the core trap of time order. It uses the deepest memories in our hearts to create personalized time illusions, trapping our consciousness, making the loop fail endlessly. I've already figured out the core logic of the loop. Every loop, the illusion is stronger than the last. In each loop, we must find the corresponding time anchor, break the illusion, and climb upward step by step. In the loops that follow, everyone experiences time reversals again and again, breaking through the illusions, getting closer to the top of the tower. In the 10th loop, the eye of truth finally breaks through, accurately locating the time anchor, guiding the team to avoid all traps. In the 30th loop, the Su sisters extend the loop duration to 72 hours. In the 50th loop, the Ling's talent evolves and opens a path. In the 70th loop, Jiang Zun awakens. Wealth Law puts up a shield and Lin Chun's twin consciousness resonates, allowing the team to rewind their state by 5 seconds. Finally, in the 99th loop, Lin Chun breaks through 99 levels and reaches the rooftop. The time core is right in front of us. Intruders stayed trapped in the time loop forever. Your consciousness shouldn't be trapped in this endless cycle forever. Your families are still waiting for you to come home in the real world. Congratulations, players! Lin Chun and team have cleared the S-Rank God Cleaver dungeon, Ruins of Time Lin Yuan Pavilion. Secured the server's first clear, set a new speed record. Lin Chun has obtained the 4th God Cleaver shard.
Collected all 4 of 13 shards to unlock temporary time rule modification rights.
The moment the dungeon was cleared, mysterious forces received experimental base data from Lin Chun, immediately dispatched personnel to eliminate the Zhao's lab. Captain Lu Wen's soul injuries have now recovered 70%. Her brainwaves are close to a normal person's levels. In the underground lava cave under the main district of Mist City, boiling magma churns all year round, the air thick with a scorching heat that burns the soul. Deep inside the cave lies a massive volcanic crater, the entrance to the 5th God Cleaver dungeon, Soul Forge. At the center of the crater, a jet-black forge floats in the air. Inside the forge churns a dark green soul fire. Any living thing that approaches will have its soul origin instantly extracted, becoming fuel for the forge. This place is a core replica of the Zhao's soul-devouring experiment. It's also where he selects the suitable bodies for immortality, his slaughterhouse. It only takes 3 days after the dungeon was cleared for Lin Yuan Pavilion's influence to cover 70% of Mist City's main safe zone. Su Qingyu and Su Qingyin. With the level 2 permissions unlocked by Xing He, repaired dozens of deadly rules in malicious dungeons, freeing millions of ordinary players from mortal danger. Meanwhile, in the real world, mysterious forces used experimental data from the Ruins of Time dungeon, followed the clues, and wiped out 5 scattered of the Zhao's lab sites. His domestic power continues to crumble. 2,000 elite players around the captain have now secured all entrances and exits of the lava caves. Triple soul protection barriers have been set up. There's absolutely no chance for any leftover forces of the Zhao to launch a sneak attack. Soul immunity charms, origin stabilizers, and psychic boosters, all maxed out for the team. Even in the core area of the forge, they can withstand soul corrosion. This soul forge is the final venue of the Zhao's soul-devouring experiment. He set up a soul field here, constantly draining the player's soul origin. The closer you get to the core of the forge, the stronger the suppression gets. The rate of soul extraction increases drastically. He wants to devour enough powerful souls to forge a perfect vessel for his immortal consciousness. All enemies in the dungeon have had their soul origins drained by him, becoming players and test subjects for his experiments. The forge is divided into 9 layers in total. Each layer has corresponding soul field suppression. The deeper towards the core, the more our gifted abilities are severely suppressed. The 5th Gad Cleaver shard is sealed inside the core of the 9th layer, along with full evidence of the Zhao colluding with foreign forces, and also in reality, the coordinates of border test base No. 5. And the smuggling route? Lin Chen, in the forge, there are over 1,000 player souls trapped. Lin Chen, there are over 1,000 player souls trapped in the forge. With so many devoured souls, the master of the forge was refined. The God Cleaver shard is hidden in his body. And I even saw armed foreign forces. They're transporting experimental drugs and weapons for the Zhao through the border checkpoint. Who cares who the Lord of the Furnace is? He dared to devour players' souls. I'll smash him and his furnace to pieces. Captain, let's go. I'll take the lead. Even if our souls are burned, I'll still carve a path for all of you. In my previous life, when I entered this soul furnace dungeon, the team members' soul cores were continuously devoured by the furnace. In the end, 2 teammates sacrificed themselves to cover me. They were completely devoured by the furnace. Their consciousness faded away forever. But this time, I won't let such a tragedy happen again. Captain Miss Lu Wan is getting better every day. Now, when we talk to her, her brainwaves show clear fluctuations. But she still can't wake up yet. Once we get the 5th shard, we'll be 1 step closer to waking you up. Once we're inside the furnace, everyone, keep your soul link active at all times. Jiang Zan, always keep up your soul barrier. No, stay locked on the source of soul corrosion. King Yu and King Yin, use code to mask the furnace's field. Yeling and Yanyan, keep suppressing at the front. Remember, no matter what happens, never let the soul fire touch your body. Understood? Let's go. System notification, dungeon clear condition. Reach the 9th level of the furnace. Defeat the final boss, the Lord of the Furnace. Destroy the soul furnace core. System warning, when soul core reaches 0, consciousness will be permanently devoured by the furnace. Cannot be resurrected. These things can't be killed. They've merged with the sea of soul fire. Their core is an obsession with survival. King Yu and King Yin set up a consciousness-soothing sub-channel with code. No. Calm their consciousness waves with your psychic power. I'll awaken their true selves. You are not monsters. You're living, breathing people. Your families are still in the real world, waiting for you to come home. The vengeful spirits that were attacking us like crazy slowly came to a stop. Through their translucent bodies, tortured and pained faces appeared. Thank you. We've finally been set free. The group kept moving downwards, breaking through layer after layer of the furnace. They endured stronger and stronger soul field suppression, and fought more and more powerful undead monsters, but not a single person fell behind. The fifth floor. Xiaono's true eye achieved its ultimate breakthrough. He could completely block soul erosion. His psychic power broke through the game's limits. Not even the deepest soul field in the furnace could affect his perception anymore. The seventh floor was Yelling's ultimate combat zone, breaking through the limits of the soul level. Even if his soul core was constantly being devoured, he fought with more and more vigor. The more injuries he took, the more his soul power surged.
He slashed open the blocking magma giant by sheer force,
creating a path for the team to reach the ninth floor. Intruders become nourishment for the furnace. At dawn, a golden light burst in his eyes. He pushed his soul rewind talent to the limit, forcefully restoring a soul fire pillar that was about to erupt, dissolving it completely. Congratulations to Team Linyuan Pavilion for taking the server first clear of the Soul Furnace. A new record for fastest S-Rank dungeon clear. Clear time, 8 hours and 22 minutes. Player Dawn has obtained the 5th Divine/Fragment. All Divine/Fragments are collected. 5 out of 13 unlocked. Temporary game soul rule modification rights.
temporary access activated.
As soon as the dungeon was cleared, at the real-world border checkpoint, dozens of border police cars and patrol boats formed a convoy, racing towards Night Owl's No. 5 border research facility. Speeding ahead, Jiang Fu received the full coordinates sent by Dawn, along with the smuggling route, and immediately sensed them with the security task force. Border forces and the anti-narcotics unit worked together, raiding the secret research base hidden in the border forest. Night Owl's overseas smuggling team was successfully intercepted. His border research facility was taken down, and all suspects were arrested. A large amount of illegal experimental reagents was seized, along with smuggled weapons. Night Owl's influence at the border was completely eradicated. Back at Linyuan Pavilion Base, Dawn rushed with the 5th Divine/Fragment, straight to the medical ward. Starlight's golden aura enveloped the sterile chamber, and Lu Wen's eyelashes fluttered clearly for the first time. Dawn, Lu Wen's soul damage has been restored to 85%. Her eyelashes just moved. She can now clearly sense outside sounds. After the soul furnace battle, everyone in the team showed significant growth. Now they're closer than ever to collecting all 13 fragments. And to the final showdown with Night Owl. The soul furnace has come to an end. The data vortex of the sixth divine/dungeon is now sweeping toward them. In the main data center under Mist City's Shinchong Tech Tower, thousands of servers flickered with eerie green light. Countless lines of garbled code scrolled rapidly across the screens. At the center of the data center, the massive mainframe kept pouring out chaotic streams of code, forming a bottomless abyss. This place is the entrance to the sixth divine/dungeon data abyss, the virtual replica of Night Owl's cyber attack program, and the core nest for rewriting game rules and erasing player consciousness. In the 5 days after clearing the Soul Furnace dungeon, Linyuan Pavilion has become the protector in all players' hearts. Dawn led the team to use the access granted by Starlight, saving dozens of players trapped in malicious dungeons. Millions of players joined Linyuan Pavilion's guild, its core player count exceeding 6 million. In reality, a mysterious force used the smuggling evidence found in the Soul Furnace to take down the entire collusion chain between Night Owl and foreign powers. Night Owl's real-world influence is collapsing. Captain, the outer defense has 3,000 elite players. They've secured every entrance and exit of Shinchong Tech Tower. We've completely taken over the tower's network system. Night Owl won't get any chance for a remote ambush. Firewall, data stabilizer, and consciousness anchor programs. I've got everything ready for you guys. Even if we fall into the code maelstrom, we can still pull our consciousness back safely. This data abyss was built by Netao using the game's underlying code, creating a chaotic data space. It's also the ultimate backdoor he left during the beta testing period. The instance is filled with chaotic code turbulence, constantly tampering with players' game data. It erases players' memory and consciousness, and can even delete the very source of their consciousness. He's testing network attack programs here, trying to use the game servers to invade the entire country's network systems. It's all to pave the way for his consciousness immortality project. I can't detect any stable code stream inside the instance. Every probe signal is wilder than on the previous level. The deeper we go, the higher the risk our consciousness data will be tampered with. The sixth Divine Blade Shard is inside the core host at the bottom of the abyss. There is also the ultimate network attack program written by Night Owl, as well as the server address of network attack base No. 6 in reality, and the backdoor program. Brother Lincoln, there are hundreds of top programmer players trapped in the abyss. Their consciousness data has been corrupted by code turbulence, and they're about to be permanently deleted. There's a strong Divine Blade Shard signal in the core host, along with countless player consciousness data locked down by Night Owl. I also saw Night Owl's program is attacking the nation's public network systems. 3 days from now, he plans to launch a nationwide cyber attack. Even though I don't understand all this messed up code, if anyone tries to mess with our people, I'll smash his damned servers to pieces. King Yu, King Yin, you two handle the code decryption. I'll cover your backs, making sure no monsters disturb you. In my past life, when I cleared this data abyss instance, the Su sisters, while trying to break Night Owl's ultimate program, were backlashed by code turbulence, barely avoiding total erasure of consciousness. In the end, they suffered irreversible psychological damage. But this time, I will never let that tragedy happen again. Captain Lu Wan can fully understand what we're saying. When we told her you were entering the data abyss instance, her brainwaves showed a dramatic spike, like she's cheering you on. Don't worry, we'll definitely come back safe. Once all the shards are gathered, we'll wake you up immediately. After entering the instance, everyone must bind their consciousness data anchors at all times. Absolutely no one should separate from the group. King Yu and King Yin, you handle the code turbulence decryption and set up a stable data channel. Got it. Nuo, you'll lock onto the corrupted consciousness data and watch out for hidden program traps. The Ling and Zhang Zun, you deal with the data monsters and defend our team's frontline. Let's move out. Instance clear conditions. Reach the 7th level of the Abyss. Destroy the core host. And defeat the final boss, Lord of Data. When consciousness data is completely altered, the player's consciousness will be permanently deleted, with no chance of revival. These creatures can regroup after being scattered, so you can't really kill them. Their core is a loophole in the underlying code. Only by erasing those loopholes can we eliminate them for good. King Yu, King Yin, I found the stable code node on this level. I'll sync the coordinates to you both. You guys build the stable channel. Nuo, you're in charge of locking onto the player's consciousness trapped by turbulence, and we'll rescue them together. Everyone headed deeper, making it through wave after wave of code turbulence, disarming one program trap after another, and rescuing hundreds of players trapped in the maelstrom. On the 2nd level, the Su sisters teamed up to crack Night Owl's firewall and established a permanent stable data channel, so code turbulence could never erode our consciousness data again. On the 4th level, Xia Nuo's Eye of Truth broke through the limitations at the data layer, allowing him to spot every code vulnerability and backdoor program, precisely locating each corrupted player. And even if their consciousness data was locked by Night Owl, he could meticulously extract it. On the 6th level, Zhang Zun's Law of Wealth exchanged for top-tier server privileges, providing the Su sisters with powerful computational support, forcibly carving out a safe passage that led to the 7th level amid the code maelstrom. The Ling defended the entrance of the passage, shattering every attacking data monster, giving the Su sisters enough time to crack the codes. At last, everyone passed through the first 6 levels, reaching the core of the Data Abyss 7th layer. A giant core host stood in the middle of the turbulence. On the screen, Night Owl's ultimate network attack program flickered. The 6th Divine Blade shard was embedded in the core chip of the host. Next to the host floated a humanoid monster formed from endless garbled code, the final boss of the instance, Lord of Data. Illegal intruder detected. The moment the erase code struck, Lincoln's twin consciousness achieved unprecedented resonance. In a previous life in the data abyss, I used my own consciousness here as a catalyst, forcefully reversed Night Owl's deletion program, saving the Su sisters' consciousness. But in this life, I fully embraced my past memories and powers. Lincoln maximized their soul regression talent, forcefully reversing the imminent deletion program, and completely turned it back. July King Yin, now's your chance. His core vulnerability is exposed. Lincoln's voice pierced the code maelstrom, and the Su sisters responded instantly. Congratulations to players Lincoln, Su Qingyu, Su Qingyan, the Lin, Jiang Zun, and Xia Nuo for clearing the S-Class Divine Blade instance, Data Abyss. Congrats to the Linyuan Pavilion team for conquering the Data Abyss, getting server first clear, breaking the S-Class instance speedrun record. Clear time, 10 hours and 05 minutes. Player Lincoln has acquired the 6th Divine Blade Shard. All Divine Blade Shards are now collected. 613th game code rule modification rights unlocked. The moment the instance was cleared, a deafening cheer erupted in the Dragon Country's National Cybersecurity Command Center in the real world, shaking the entire room. The tech team, based on the server address received at dawn, launched a thunderous operation in sync with the backdoor program, completely destroying the dozens of overseas attack nodes that Night Owl had set up. They intercepted the nationwide cyber attic he was about to launch, protecting domestic civil network systems, as well as critical information infrastructure. All of Night Owl's influence in the cyber realm was thoroughly eradicated. Captain Luan is fully awake now. She opened her eyes and recognized us just now, but her body is still trapped in a sleep-like state, unable to make any further movements. As long as we gather the remaining divine armor fragments and activate the complete galaxy, she'd be able to wake up instantly. In the Battle of the Data Abyss, the Su sisters jointly unlocked Galaxy's Level 2 permissions, allowing them to temporarily rewrite the game's core code and gain the core ability to counter the Night Owl program. Ling Chan's dual consciousness compatibility exceeded 95%, granting him the Soul Rewind talent, which allows him to forcibly restore altered consciousness data, even recalling deleted consciousness by force. Ling Chan looked at the 6 divine armor fragment marks on his wrist, determination shining in his eyes. There's nearly half the road left to collect all 13 fragments, and to reach the final showdown with Night Owl. They've already come halfway. The abandoned psychiatric hospital in the main district of Mist City is perpetually shrouded in a layer of hazy fog. The mottled walls are covered in scratch marks. Faint whispers drift in and out of the wards.
Each sound
Pierces precisely the deepest obsession in the listener's heart. At the center of the hospital is the entrance to the 7th Divine Armor dungeon, the Cage of Obsession, which is also a virtual replica of Night Owl's consciousness control experiment. And more importantly, his core facility for erasing player self-awareness and creating mindless puppets. In the week after clearing the Data Abyss dungeon, Linyuan Pavilion has already taken control of 80% of the main district of Mist City. Lin Chen, leading the team with the Level 2 permissions unlocked by Galaxy, has repaired most of the malicious rules in the game and opened multiple limited-time safe dungeon logout channels, allowing physically unwell players to temporarily return to the real world and recover. Meanwhile, in reality, the Longuo security squad, using programs obtained in the Data Abyss, eliminated Night Owl's backdoors across more than 100 cyber attack nodes globally, causing his entire organization to collapse. Jiang Zun stood before the gates of the psychiatric hospital, holding a custom-made netbreak badge in his hand, his face calm and determined. Outside the perimeter, 4,000 elite players had already sealed off all entrances and exits to the hospital. A 5-layer obsession defense barrier was already in place, leaving absolutely no chance for the remaining Night Owl forces. The netbreak badge's true heart anchoring potion's illusion immunity buff was fully applied to the squad. Even if they fell into an illusion, they could break free within 10 seconds. This Cage of Obsession is the final site of Night Owl's consciousness control experiment. He constructed 7 layers of illusion cages here, each corresponding to the deepest obsessions in a person's heart: family, friendship, love, wealth, power, life and death, and self. Once a player steps inside, they're dragged into a personal illusion cage, and only by letting go of obsessions completely, making peace with themselves, can they break the illusion and escape the cage. He aims to use this experiment to find a way to gain complete control over human consciousness, so that every player becomes simply a puppet he can control at will. There are 7 layers of illusion cages in total, each more realistic than the last, and aimed right at a person's most vulnerable points. If anyone loses themselves in these illusions and forgets who they really are, their consciousness will be trapped forever inside the cage, becoming part of the illusion. The 7th divine armor fragment is locked deep within the true heart building of the psychiatric hospital, along with the complete data from the real-world NOAA 7 consciousness control experiment base and Night Owl's consciousness implantation program for controlling test subjects. Ling Chun found that over 1,000 players were trapped in the hospital, and they've been lost in illusions for months, their consciousness almost entirely assimilated. There's a strong divine card fragment signal inside the true heart building, capable of manipulating everyone's illusions, amplifying our deepest obsessions. So it's just an illusion, right? Even if I went through 100 of them, I'd never forget who I am, or forget the captain, or our families. This time, I'll break my own obsession, without you protecting me anymore. Ling Chun lowered his eyes to the 6 divine armor fragments on his wrist, which were resonating strongly with the fragment in the true heart building. The battle-worn consciousness from his past life once again resonated with his true self. Back in his past life, when he challenged this cage of obsession dungeon, every member of his team fell into illusions, and it took him 3 whole days and nights to wake each lost teammate one by one. But in the end, there were still 2 players forever trapped in illusions, never waking up again. This time around, he aims to bring everyone with him, to break their obsessions and achieve self-redemption. Ling Chun's fingertips tense slightly, a gentle yet determined light flashing in his eyes. In his past life, inside the cage of obsession, he experienced countless cycles of illusions, but finally understood the true nature of illusions, which was never to erase, but to face your obsession. His dual consciousness, finally reconciled at this moment, the avenger from his past life and the protector of this one, no longer had any boundaries between them. His dual consciousness compatibility quietly climbed from 95% to 98%, just one last step away from complete fusion.
He raised his hand to connect to the medical area's comms.
And Lu Wen's live feed appeared instantly on the screen. During this past week, he used the power of Galaxy every day to inject restorative energy into Lu Wen's consciousness. The data on the screen showed her body had made a full recovery, and her consciousness was consistently clear. Captain Lu Wan is now fully ready. She wanted me to tell you all, to make sure you come back safe, and that she's waiting at the base to reunite with everyone. We'll definitely bring back the 7th fragment, and we'll be reunited soon. Once inside the dungeon, no matter what environment you encounter, no matter how real it seems inside, don't forget who you are, or who the people around you are. We're family. No matter how tough these illusions get, I'll always find you. Are you ready? System message: you have entered the S-level Divine Armor Dungeon, the Cage of Obsession. Illusion mechanics activated. Currently on the 1st layer, Cage of Obsession. Break through all 7 layers of the illusion cage and face your true heart. Make it to the true heart building. Defeat the final boss, the Lord of the Heart. System warning: if you completely lose your self-awareness in the illusion, you'll be trapped in the dungeon forever with no revival. The Ling, keep running and survive. This time, I won't let any of you sacrifice yourselves again. Jiang Zan fell into the rainy night illusion where his parents were assassinated.
He returned to the moment his parents lay in a pool of blood.
A man in black, holding a knife, walked toward his younger self step by step. This time, he no longer pretended to be a playboy to escape reality. Instead, he gripped the gun in his hand, stood in front of his parents, fought a life-and-death struggle with the man in black, and protected his family. Mom, Dad, this time, I can protect you. And I can protect my teammates too. The moment the illusion shattered, he completely broke the shackles in his heart. The laws of wealth reached ultimate awakening, making him the team's most indestructible protective core. Su Qingyu and Su Qingyan fell into the rainy day illusion of their breakup 3 years ago. Su Qingyu looked at her sister who was crying and trying to stop her, and no longer spoke cold words. Instead, she hugged her, told her about the Zhao's conspiracy, and shared her own concerns. I'm sorry, Yan Yan. I shouldn't have left you behind, or kept everything from you. The code restructuring talent achieved ultimate fusion. With the sisters working together, they could crack any low-level code in the game world, even the core program written by Dezhao himself. Sha Nuo fell into a childhood illusion of being blind.
He returned to the day he was mocked by classmates as blind.
And a burden. He was surrounded by malicious laughter and insults. This time, he didn't hide in a corner and cry silently. Instead, he looked up and activated the Eye of Truth. Golden light illuminated the entire classroom. I am not blind. I can see things you cannot. My eyes have never been my weakness. Meanwhile, Ling Chun fell into the illusion of the final battle of his previous life. He returned to the core hub, where his teammates fell one by one. Su Qingyan, the Lin, Xia Nuo, Jiang Zan each died before his eyes. In the end, he was the only one left to perish along with the Zhao. In the boundless darkness, the regrets, pain, and helplessness of his past life submerged him like a tide. But this time, he was no longer trapped by obsession. Instead, he gripped the mountain axe in his hand and spoke to the darkness of the illusion word by word. The regrets of my past life, I have already made up for in this life. I am no longer alone. I have my family and my teammates. In this life, I will never let them be harmed again. The moment those words were spoken, the illusion instantly shattered. When Ling Chun opened his eyes, he was already standing before the intent building of the mental asylum. The Lin, Jiang Zan, the Su sisters, and Sha Nuo were already standing there. The haze of the past was gone from everyone's eyes, replaced only by relief and determination. They had all relied on their own strength to break the cage of obsession and achieve self-redemption. They looked at each other and smiled. No words were needed. Each understood the other's growth. Together, they pushed open the doors of the intent building and entered the final core area of the dungeon. In the center of the intent building, a golden divine card fragment was suspended. It was the 7th divine card fragment. Standing beside the fragment was a boss condensed from the obsessions of countless players, the Lord of Obsession. He could manipulate illusions at will and amplify the obsessions in people's hearts. Even though the group had broken their own cages, they were still affected by his power. Phantom images of the illusion appeared before them once more. Relinquish obsession? Ridiculous? As long as a person lives, they will forever be trapped by obsession.
He raised his hand and activated the ultimate illusion,
Intending to drag everyone back into the endless cage of obsession. The moment the illusion struck, Ling Chun leaped into the air, surrounded by a pure golden light. His dual consciousness, at this moment, achieved complete reconciliation. All the power of this life, all the memories, and all the obsessions converged.
His soul retrospection talent
Was pushed to an unprecedented level. It not only rewound the illusion, but also awakened all the players' consciousnesses, trapped within the cage. True letting go is never about having no obsessions, but about keeping one's original intent, carrying obsessions and regrets, and living a better life. Ling Chan's voice pierced through layers of illusions, reaching the consciousness of every trapped player and shattering the core of the Lord of Obsession. The consciousnesses of countless awakened players began to frantically backlash against the Lord of Obsession's body. A violent explosion sounded, and the Lord of Obsession was completely annihilated in the intent building. The illusionary mist of the entire mental asylum dissipated completely in an instant. Server announcement: congratulations to players Ling Chan, Su Qingyu, Su Qingyan, The Lin, Zhang Zun, and Xia Nuo for successfully clearing the S-Rank Divine Card Dungeon, Cage of Obsession. Server announcement: congratulations to the Linyuan Pavilion team for securing the server-first clear of the Cage of Obsession, setting a new record for the fastest S-Rank dungeon clear. Clear time: 3 hours and 17 minutes. Server announcement: player Ling Chun has obtained the 7th Divine Card Fragment. All Divine Card Fragments have been collected. 7/13. Temporary permission to modify game consciousness rules unlocked. The moment the dungeon was cleared, the real-world security special task force immediately received from Ling Chan the complete data of the No. 7 mind control experimental base. The police, together with the mental health task force, launched Operation Thunder citywide. They raided over a dozen private hospitals containing secret experimental sites, wiping out all of the Zhao's forces hidden within the mental health care system. Hundreds of involved doctors and researchers were arrested. The Zhao's network, which had been laid out for over a decade in the mental health field, was completely uprooted. Back at the Linyuan Pavilion base, Ling Chan immediately took the 7th Divine Card Fragment to the medical wing. The golden light of Xing He enveloped the sterile pod. Lu Wan, looking at everyone outside the pod, offered a faint smile. Everyone in the medical team burst into tears instantly. Captain, Miss Lu Wan smiled. She can see us through the glass. She can interact with us now. Her soul damage has been completely repaired. Now we just need to collect the remaining 6 fragments, activate the complete Xing He, open the sterile pod, and she can come out to reunite with us immediately. After the battle in the Cage of Obsession, everyone's talents in the team achieved ultimate evolution. The chemistry between them reached its peak. They had braved 7 layers of illusions, faced their deepest obsessions, achieved self-redemption, and become a truly inseparable family. Ling Chan looked at the 7 divine card fragments on his wrist. The mark emitted a dazzling golden light. He looked out the base window at the game world. Sunlight pierced through the clouds, shining on every corner of the Mist City main district. The journey toward collecting the 13 fragments and the final battle with the Zhao was more than halfway complete. The Cage of Obsession concludes. The remaining 6 divine card dungeons. We will conquer them one by one. A week has passed since the 7th divine card fragment was obtained. During this week, Linyuan Pavilion's influence has covered 90% of the safe zones in Mist City's main district. A patrol team of 5 million core players has completely purged all remnants of the Zhao's consciousness in the main district. The puppets protected tens of millions of players. Captain, the underwater gear is fully equipped for the brothers. Pressure resistance and mental erosion defense, plus infinite oxygen buffs all stacked. Even going down to the Mariana Trench wouldn't be a problem. 1,000 elite players on the perimeter have secured the harbor to prevent any sneak attacks from the Zhao's remaining forces. Captain, Miss Lu Wan's vital signs remain stable. The soul damage repair progress is stuck at 60%. Her consciousness is still in a protective deep sleep, with no signs of waking up yet. However, as per your request, we have synced the dungeon's real-time coordinates into her neural interface. If there is any fluctuation in her consciousness, we will receive feedback immediately. Since clearing the cage of obsession, I use the power of Xinghe every day to repair Lu Wan's soul meridians. But in the battle at Luoxia village, Lu Wan sacrificed all her life-bound curse marks. Her soul's origin was damaged far too severely. She still hasn't awakened from her slumber. Over the past week, when the medical team organized Lu Wan's curse mark notes, they discovered she had previously written down the diagram for breaking the Fooling Formation curse. This includes the underwater curse trap in the Deep Sea Ruins dungeon, the method to break it. This dungeon was created by Nightfall during the beta phase as an experimental field for deep sea consciousness. Its core is the consciousness separation experiment. He used extreme deep sea pressure and isolation to simulate the state of consciousness leaving the body.
Testing how consciousness
Can endure in an absolutely isolated environment. This provides critical data for his consciousness immortality project. The water pressure inside the dungeon increases as you descend deeper. Meanwhile, it constantly strips away players' consciousness. The deeper you go, the easier it is to fall into isolated illusions. Eventually, your consciousness completely vanishes in the deep sea. I can't detect any data from within the dungeon. All code detection signals are swallowed by the chaotic currents of the deep sea. Inside is a completely enclosed underwater rules space. Once you step in, there is no way to surface or exit except by clearing the dungeon. The 8th Divine/Fragment is in the ship's core cabin. It also contains all the information of the real-world 8th research base. Additionally, Lu Wan's notes specifically mark that this sunken ship is protected by 3 layers of underwater spirit rune barriers. The gate of each layer shifts with the ocean currents. The breaking diagram has already been sent to everyone's terminals. Brother Lincoln. In the sunken ship 3 kilometers below sea level, there's a huge fluctuation from the Divine/Fragment. But the area around the wreck is full of illusion fields and countless consciousnesses of players devoured by the experiments. They've already merged completely with the deep sea environment. It's hard to spot them. The barriers marked by Sister Lu Wan. I also saw each layer, trapping lots of player consciousnesses, whether they're deep sea monsters or illusions. I'm used to fighting in water. Lu Wan's breaking diagram. We've memorized it well. Captain, just give the order. I'll lead the way. Even in the deep sea abyss, I'll clear a safe path for you. Last life, when I tackled this deep sea dungeon, almost half the team was lost. Key members still couldn't obtain complete experimental data, letting Nightfall's coastal research base operate for a whole 2 more years. But in this life, I'm leading a full team, with Lu Wan's life-given breaking notes. We've got no more worries or hesitations. The match rate for dual consciousnesses quietly rose from 95% after the Obsession Prison Dungeon to 96%. The boundary between our 2 consciousnesses blurred even further. Once we get the 8th fragment, we'll definitely wake you up. Deep Sea Ruins is Nightfall's 8th divine/dungeon. After we enter, everyone must maintain a consciousness link at all times. No one is allowed to be more than 5 meters away from the team. Follow Lu Van's diagram for every braking step. Understood about the curse mark traps? Understood. And "30 meters ahead to the left. There are 12 otherworld entities approaching. Lu Wan's diagram marks their obsession core. You can't kill these things. They're fused with the deep sea environment. Their core obsession is the despair of isolation. Qingyu, soft words. Use core code to build a consciousness sharing channel. Transmit our team consciousness link to them. Awaken their true selves, and will resolve their obsessions. At last, we aren't alone anymore. We kept diving deeper, and finally reached the remnants of the sunken ship 3 kilometers beneath the surface. This century-old ocean liner is now rusted all over. The hull is warped and deformed by deep-sea pressure. Countless black wrinkles crawl across its surface. It's exactly the core of the deep-sea ruins dungeon. At the ship's entrance, there's a thick consciousness barrier. Nightfall built this ultimate defense, using the consciousness of hundreds of test subjects. Normal attacks and code can't break it at all. The entry barrier is a triple spirit room gateway. At the third keel on the port side, Lu Wan's diagram marks the complete sequence for breaking the curse marks. Intruders will die. Bro. In my previous life, it took me 3 whole hours just to find the boss's weakness. This time, with Lu Wan's early guidance, I saw through it at a glance. Congratulations, player Lincoln, Su Qingyan the Lin Zhang Zan Sha Nuo, for successfully clearing the S-Rank Divine/Dungeon, Deep Sea Ruins. Congratulations to the Lingyuan Pavilion team for achieving the server's first clear of Deep Sea Ruins, a new record for the fastest level instance clear. Cleared in 1 hour and 42 minutes. Player Lingzhan has obtained the 8th Divine Blade Shard. All Divine Blade Shards are now collected. Global access to the Ocean Zone will unlock on August 13th. At the moment the instance was cleared, on the surface of the EC in the real world. These are the complete coordinates sent by Ling Chen, along with the smuggling route. Sync the info to the Special Security Ops team immediately. The assault team and security members combined forces raided it. This secret underground research base on the island. The mission was a total success. The assault team intercepted a large batch of experimental equipment that he was about to ship overseas, along with contraband reagents. Night Owl's influence at sea was completely wiped out. Captain Lu Wan's consciousness fluctuations have become even stronger. Her soul repair progress has jumped dramatically. At this pace, once all 13 shards are collected, we'll definitely be able to fully awaken her. With each deep sea battle, every team member's abilities have hit a new breakthrough. Xia, Nuo's true sight, can see through water pressure and murkiness underwater, detecting consciousness fluctuations over a kilometer away. Zero's extreme combat zone has fully adapted to zero gravity and high resistance environments. Unlocked underwater resistance-free combat mode. The Su Sisters' code reconstruction can now build a stable consciousness sharing channel, even in extreme environments, and alter local environment rules. Jiang Zhang's laws of wealth can now be exchanged for special gear that breaks physical limitations. He's become the team's most solid logistics support. With all 13 shards close at hand, the time to awaken Lu Wan and to the final showdown with Night Owl is getting closer. An abandoned psychiatric hospital in the northwest corner of Mist City's main district. This is the virtual subsection chief for Night Snack's brain death experiment. It's the entrance to the 9th Divine Blade instance, Silent Hospital. Deep Sea Ruins. In the 10 days after clearing the instance, Lin Yuan has taken over 80% of the safe zones in the game. Su Qingyu and Su Qingyan used Galaxy Level 2 clearance to fix the majority of rule loopholes. In reality, the security team followed deep sea experiment data and cleaned out over 10 Night Snack hideouts. His organization is on the brink of collapse. On the captain's perimeter, 2,000 elite players set up 3 lines of defense. All surveillance is ready. The protective gear blocks 90% of psychic erosion. The team's all set and ready. This hospital is the core of Night Snack's brain death experiments. The instance rule is sensory deprivation. Sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch will disappear one after another. Eventually, you'll fall into a sensory shutdown near-death hallucination. The mind will be permanently wiped out. The hospital has 9 floors, representing 9 stages of brain death. The 9th Divine Blade shard is on the top floor, inside the main experimental host. There's also the complete data for medical research base No. 9, the full data set. These wrinkles come from the same source as those in Fulan Town in the Falling Sunset Country. Standard code won't even scratch it. Once recorded. The wrinkles in the hospital are a variant of the spirit binding array. I've marked the code phrases to unlock every floor's gate of life. All done. The spell lock on the first floor is inside the fire safety cabinet. Use the reverse talisman I gave you to unlock it. Each stage of sensory deprivation has a matching consciousness anchor point. I'll sync all the data to you real time. After the Deep Sea Ruins instance, Lu Wan's soul injury has been 90% repaired. Her consciousness is fully awake. But because she slept for so long, her body can't move on its own yet. She took the initiative to oversee the base's medical area, relying on her absolute understanding of Night Snack operations. She's been giving step-by-step cracking guidance to the team. Ling Chan, there are over 1,000 players trapped in this hospital, most of their 5 senses already stripped away. Every floor has an experiment boss. They locate you by consciousness waves. Even with senses gone, they're extremely sharp. After recording, I saw every anchor point he marked. No difference, matches perfectly. So what if the senses are gone? Even blind and deaf, I can still slaughter these monsters. Sister Luan is guiding us from behind. All under control. Captain, I'll take point. Last time I almost died in illusion because I lost all my senses. Only got out thanks to my teammates sacrificing themselves. But this time, I have a full team, and Luan's precise spell-breaking instructions. I've got no worries left. Luan, we're counting on you all the way. Don't worry, with me here, no one can keep you trapped. Once inside the hospital, everyone stayed consciousness linked the whole time. Even if you lose all 5 senses, the link cannot be broken. Qingyan, use Luan's spell stamp elixir to break the code. Nano, guide us with your mental power. Yelling and Jiang, keep the monsters distracted head-on. Remember, Luan is waiting at the base for us. We're not leaving anyone behind. Understood. You have entered level 1 of the Silent Hospital instance. The sensory deprivation protocol is now active. Vision will begin to fail in 10 minutes. Their weak point is the experimental chip in the chest. Suppress your consciousness waves. Hit the chip accurately. Luan, here's how to break the spell lock on level 2. The second floor access key is in the medical records in the 3rd ward on the left. The key to the 2nd floor is there. I've already sent the chip code to Qingyan. You've entered level 2 of the instance. Vision deprivation is now in effect. Hearing will gradually degrade in 8 minutes. System alert. You have entered level 2. Visual system will soon fail. I really can't see anymore. Don't panic, everyone. Follow my psychic guidance. My true sight surpassed the visual limit. I can sense details for miles around. Luan just sensed the anti-psychic code for the sensory waves. Kanjing has already connected her consciousness. Everyone, follow my rhythm of consciousness. Yelling, there's a test subject 3 meters ahead on your left. Jiang Zun, 5 meters to your right and rear, avoid the wrinkle trap on the ground. Intruders become test subjects. Yixiao's experiment was wrong from the very beginning. The meaning of consciousness is to stand shoulder to shoulder with those around you. It's not about eternal life beyond the physical body. Congratulations to the Lin Yuan Pavilion team for being the first to clear the Silent Hospital. The 9th Divine/Fragment. Unlocked healing permission for the game's medical area. Investigators in reality received data from the experimental base. They raided more than 10 secret experimental points in private hospitals. Over 100 suspects were captured. Saved more than 100 unconscious patients. Yixiao's decades-long layout in the medical system has been completely destroyed. Return to Lingyuan Pavilion base. I rushed to the medical area immediately. Captain Lu Van's soul damage has been repaired by 95%. She can now use the curse mark ability independently. She can even use the residual Shingei permissions to remotely assist in cracking copy programs. In the 2 weeks after clearing the Silent Hospital instance, Linyuan Pavilion has become the absolute rule setter in the game. My team and I have used the permissions unlocked by Shingei to fix most of the deadly traps in the game. We've opened up safe copy routes for regular players. Tens of millions of players finally no longer face the threat of death at all times. And in reality, the investigators, based on experimental data from the Silent Hospital, wiped out Yixiao once again. Dozens of hidden experimental hideouts.
His real-world power is almost gone.
Captain's perimeter, 3,000 elite players, have already secured all the entrances and exits at the train station. Even both ends of the tracks are fortified. All the equipment needed on the train. Protective gear and enhancement potions. I've prepared them all for the team. Even if we go all the way to the end of the world, we'll definitely have enough. This doomsday train is Yexiao's core site for the group consciousness control experiment. It uses train broadcasts, station environments, and ticket information to implant subliminal messages into passengers, achieving mass group consciousness control, testing the limits of ordinary people under the extreme influence of consciousness manipulation. He wants to use this experiment to realize mass group consciousness control over tens of millions of players worldwide, turning everyone into his consciousness puppets. This train is surging and will endlessly loop between 12 doomsday stations. Every time it stops at a station, a group consciousness implant is triggered. Players will be forcibly implanted with corresponding identities and memories. They'll forget their true selves and become complete puppets of the train, only by breaking the consciousness hypnosis at each station and keeping the train moving. Can you finally reach the terminal station and destroy the core control machine to clear the instance? If you get lost in the loop, you'll be trapped on the train forever, becoming a walking zombie. The train's consciousness hypnosis program shares the same underlying logic as Fill-In Town. Conventional code shielding can't last past 3 stations. I've already broken down the underlying logic of the hypnosis program. 12 stations. I've marked hypnosis anchors for each station. Every time we reach a station, I'll synchronize the corresponding solution with you. The curse mark can directly block subliminal implants. Also, the train's surging core is in the control room at the head, bound together with the 10th divine/fragment. Yexiao has placed a variant of the Fooling Oblivion array inside. I'll keep synchronizing the solution with you throughout. In the 2 weeks after clearing the silent hospital instance, Lu Wan's physical recovery has far exceeded expectations. She can already sit up briefly. Her consciousness and mental strength are fully restored. Her ability to break down Yexiao's curse sound is increasingly precise. Brother Lincoln, the train is here. There's a strong divine/fragment wave on it. The moving fragment is in the control room at the terminal station. But on the train, there are already over 1,000 players controlled by consciousness as puppets. And 12 station bosses. They're all test subjects completely controlled by Yexiao. Also in the control room, there's complete data from the 10th Real-World Transportation Hub experimental base. Complete data. Yexiao is preparing to use the National Transportation Broadcast System to launch mass group consciousness control. Isn't it just hypnosis? Even if I get implanted with 100 memories, I'll never forget who I am. Never forget the captain, never forget the route. Wanji gave us the solution. The train is here. We're boarding. I really want to see what tricks this old fox Yexiao can pull. In my previous life, when I boarded this doomsday train, most of the team members lost themselves in the station loops. Ultimately, I was the only one who reached the terminal station. But I couldn't destroy the core machine. Yexiao's group consciousness control plan almost succeeded in reality. But this time, I will never let that happen. Dual consciousness has risen to 97%. Luwan, we're counting on you on this journey. Don't worry, as long as I'm here, I'll never let you fall into the loop. After we get on board, no matter what happens, no matter what memories you get implanted with, always remember you're from Linyuan Pavilion. Your family. Keep consciousness connection throughout. If anyone gets lost, the others must wake them up immediately. Got it? Got it. Welcome aboard Doomsday Train No. 001. This train will loop through 12 Doomsday stations. Please board with your tickets. Sit in your assigned seat. Have a pleasant journey. Oh. The apocalypse is coming. The apocalypse is coming.
Embrace death.
The train is about to arrive at the first stop. Post-apocalyptic wasteland. Group consciousness implantation has begun. All passengers, please be prepared. Everyone enters the post-apocalyptic wasteland simulation. Implanted with the memories of apocalypse survivors? Only the goal of survival remains. Jiang Zhen has been implanted with memories of a second-generation rich kid barely making it in the apocalypse. The Lin has been implanted with the memories of an apocalypse mercenary. The Su sisters have been implanted with the memories of researchers. Xia Nuo has been implanted with the memories of an orphan. Ling Chan breaks the hypnosis using past life memories. Lu Van's decoding spell synchronizes to his consciousness. Waking up, it's just a simulation. Remember who you are. Almost fell for it. This consciousness implantation is seriously messed up. Thankfully, we have Sister Lumaru's spell and the captain. This is only the first stop. There are still 11 more stops to go. Each stop's consciousness implantation will get stronger. Everyone must hold on to your true self. Don't get fooled by the simulation. Lucy, sync the method to break the next stop's hypnosis with me ahead of time. Already synced to your terminals. Next stop's hypnotic anchor point is hidden in the train broadcasts low-frequency waves. The spell I gave you can directly block it. The train speeds along the track. We've gone through the wasteland stop, snowfield and flooded stops, survival stops and more. Every stop triggers an even stronger group consciousness implantation. Every time someone nearly gets completely lost in the simulation. But every time, I use my soul rewind ability to awaken lost teammates. Xia Luo's true sight always sees through the flaws in the simulation. Find the ticket to the next stop. The Su sisters always decode the hypnosis codes in the broadcast. Block signals for consciousness implantation. The Ling always slays countless monsters in the simulation, opening a safe route for the team. Jiang Zhen always uses the law of wealth to shield the team with temporary protection. We trust each other, believe in one another, protect one another. Even after facing 12 extreme simulation trials, not a single person was completely lost. Congratulations to all passengers for clearing 12 apocalypse stops. This train has arrived at the final station, Zhongyin platform. Intruders, stay here forever. In my previous life, I was trapped here by the conductor's hypnotic waves, almost forever lost in the endless simulation. But this time, I fully embraced the memories and power of my previous life. Dual consciousness almost completely merged. You aren't puppets. You're living, breathing people. Your families are still waiting for you to come home in the real world. Congratulations to player Ling Chen and others for successfully clearing the S+ God Chop Dungeon, Doomsday Train. Congratulations to Team Lingyuan Pavilion for taking the server's first clear of Doomsday Train, breaking the fastest S+ dungeon clear record. Player Ling Chen has acquired the 10th God Card Shard. At the moment of dungeon completion, the investigation team in the real world immediately received the data I sent, complete information on the Transport Hub experimental base, and the control program. The investigation team launched a blitz operation throughout the Dragon Nation, arrested all involved personnel, completely dismantled all his influence within the transport system. Captain Lu Wan's consciousness is now fully awake. She just opened her eyes and recognized us. As soon as the last 3 shards are gathered, she wake up immediately. After the Doomsday Train battle, everyone's abilities have evolved to the ultimate level. My Soul Rewind ability can break any form of simulation hypnosis. The Su Sisters Code Reconstruction can hack any form of consciousness control program. Xia Nuo's True Sight can find any simulation's critical flaw. The Ling's Ultimate Battle Zone can always protect her true self in any simulation. Jiang Zan's Law of Wealth can exchange special items to bypass consciousness rules. Only 3 steps remain until the final battle against Night Owl. Only 3 steps left. Here is the entrance to the 11th God Chop Dungeon, Starry Wasteland. It's also the virtual sub-director of Night Owl's Consciousness Leap experiment. In the 3 weeks after clearing the Doomsday Train dungeon, Lingyuan Pavilion has completely mastered the rules of the game world. With the permissions unlocked via Galaxy, my team and I opened up safe dungeon portals for regular players, built a player rescue network across the entire game. Tens of millions of players finally have a truly safe home. In reality, HAT, based on the experimental data from Doomsday Train, cleared out Night Owl's last few small experimental hideouts. The Knights are on the brink of collapse. I'm ready. Captain, 5,000 elite players are stationed on the perimeter. They've secured all entrances and exits of the exhibition hall. Anti-gravity, anti-leap, and anti-mental invasion gear has been fully equipped for the brothers. Even if we flew to the edge of the universe, we can absolutely ensure our consciousness coordinates won't be lost. This starry wasteland is the core field of Night Owl's Consciousness Leap experiment. He wants to test if consciousness can be separated from the body and transferred long distances within the virtual universe, achieve cross-space transmission and permanent preservation of consciousness. This is the most critical step in his immortality plan for consciousness. Inside the dungeon, it's completely weightless. Space keeps folding and leaping. Player consciousness will be randomly transferred to different wasteland nodes. If consciousness is separated from the body for more than 10 minutes, it will permanently dissipate into the universe. Within this virtual universe, Countless abandoned space stations and satellite wrecks are scattered around. Broken planets. They're all nodes for space leap. Every time space folds, our consciousness is randomly shifted. Only by finding the core engine behind these consciousness transfers and destroying it can we stabilize the instance's space. The 11th Divine Blade fragment is locked in the core engine's control room. At the other end of Brother Lincoln's telescope is the entrance to the starry ruins. Inside, space is constantly folding. The consciousness of countless players has been shifted to various ruin nodes. On the verge of being wiped out, the core engine lies at the deepest part of the universe. There's an intense fluctuation from the Divine Blade fragment there, and also the complete data set from Aerospace Experimental Base 11 in reality. Night Owl is already there and has built a ground consciousness transfer device, planning to upload his own consciousness permanently into the virtual world. Isn't this cosmic transfer? Even if I'm thrown to the end of the universe, I can still fight my way back. Captain, let's move out. I want to see if Night Owl's consciousness transfer can really block my blade. In my past life, when I broke through these starry ruins, my team member's consciousness was randomly shifted all across the universe. It took me a full 7 days to retrieve everyone's consciousness. But in the end, 2 teammates were lost in the stars forever. But this time, I will never let such a tragedy happen again. In my past life in the starry ruins, I searched for my teammates' consciousness countless times and fought against space transfers. That experience made me familiar with every aspect of every folded node and every transfer rule in this virtual universe. The matching rate of twin consciousness quietly climbed from 98% to 99%. The final barrier between our 2 consciousnesses is now as thin as a cicada's wing. Only the final fusion and awakening remain. I've connected you to the medical zone's communication system. For 3 weeks, I've been using the power of the galaxy to repair Lu Wan's soul pathways daily. The data displayed on the screen shows his soul injuries are now 100% healed. His consciousness is fully awake. He's just trapped by his body's sleep state. Every day he clearly responds to sounds from the outside world. Su Qingyan waits by the sterile chamber every day, telling him stories of the team's instance adventures. His brainwaves show clear fluctuations. It's as if he's cheering for them. Captain Lu Wan's body has fully recovered. Her consciousness is also fully alert. Now we just need the complete power of the galaxy to break the shackles of sleep, and she wake up immediately. Once we get the last 2 fragments, we'll wake you up right away. After entering the instance, everyone must keep their consciousness coordinates bonded throughout, no matter where you're transferred. Don't ever cut the consciousness connection. King Yu and King Yin, you're in charge of building a stable consciousness transfer channel. If anyone is shifted, pull their consciousness back immediately. No, you lock onto the core engine's position, as well as all teammates' consciousness coordinates. The Ling and Zhang Zan, you'll handle any consciousness monsters appearing during transfers. Understood?
Understood.
We are already in the boundless virtual universe, surrounded by endless darkness and deathly silence. Countless shattered planetary fragments and abandoned space stations float in the void. This icy universe has no gravity, no air, and no sound. Only endless loneliness and coldness keep eroding our consciousness. System prompt: you've entered the starry ruins. Instant space fold mechanism is now active. Random consciousness transfer will activate in 5 minutes. Damn, they hit us with a random transfer right off the bat. Night Owl. This old man really doesn't want us to make it out alive. In my past life, I was transferred countless times in these stars. Those experiences of retrieving my consciousness at the universe's edge. Let my mind fully break the bounds of space. My core consciousness and past life's consciousness, at this moment, are almost fully compatible. Even if my consciousness is moved to the edge of the universe, I can instantly lock onto all teammates' coordinates and use my soul recall ability to forcibly pull my consciousness back to its original position. Everyone, stay calm. Don't panic. I've locked your consciousness coordinates. King Yu and King Yin, build the transfer channel now. Awesome. In just a flash, we were thrown millions of kilometers away. We almost couldn't make it back. Captain, you're incredible. You can lock onto my location even from that far. This was just the first spacefold. Transfers will get more frequent from here. And even farther. Everyone, be sure to keep the consciousness link. Never let your mind detach from your body. Over 10 minutes. We kept moving forward through the endless starry ruins, trusting each other and cooperating together. No one's consciousness detached from their body, and no one fell behind. The Eye of Truth of Xianuo achieved its ultimate breakthrough in these extreme cosmic conditions. He can see all nodes within the folded space and accurately predict the time and location of every transfer. He can even see the core engine's coordinates millions of kilometers away. The Sioux sisters' code reconstruction broke through the limits of space, allowing them to build stable consciousness transfer channels in the endless universe and achieve ultra-long-distance consciousness transmission. The Ling's extreme combat zone is now fully adapted to the weightless, rule-free cosmic environment. Even in chaotic spacefolds, she can precisely strike down monsters and keep her teammates safe. Jiang Zan's wealth law redeem the top anti-shift devices, completely stabilizing the team's consciousness coordinates. Now, random shifts can't disrupt our formation. As for me, with each space transfer, the resonance of twin consciousness deepened, and I've pushed my soul recall gift to the max. I can locate any consciousness across space, no matter if a teammate's mind is shifted to the edge of the universe. I can instantly pull them back. At last, after passing countless space turbulences and black hole traps, we reached the deepest part of the universe. This giant ring-shaped space station is the core of Night Owl's consciousness transfer experiments and the final boss's lair. I am a consciousness entity formed from countless players who have faded into the starry sky. Their awareness merged into mine. The Star Brain. Intruders, may you forever remain in this starry sky. Soul reversal. Push it to the extreme for me. Yes. Your consciousness shouldn't be trapped in this cold, starry sky forever. Your families are still waiting for you to return home in the real world. Congratulations to player Ling Chun, Su Qingyu, Su Qingyan, the Lin, Zhangzhen, Sha Nuo, on successfully completing the S-level enhanced God/Dungeon, Starry Ruins. Congrats to the Ling Yuan Pavilion squad for achieving the first clear of Starry Ruins server-wide, breaking the fastest completion record for S-level enhanced dungeons. Completion time, 2 hours and 58 minutes. Player Ling Chun has earned the 11th God/fragment. All God/fragments have been gathered. 11/13 unlocks the healing access for the game universe regions. The moment the dungeon was cleared, I had the Special Operations Unit in the real world immediately receive the data I transmitted. Complete data from Aerospace Experimental Base No. 11, along with the U-Dive program. The Joint Aerospace Department dispatched SWAT teams and military forces to raid the secret aerospace experimental base deep in the Northwest Desert, destroyed the ground-level consciousness diving device built by Night Owl, captured all the involved researchers, intercepted the main consciousness data he was about to upload, completely dismantled all his power in the aerospace field. Night Owl, in reality, only has one last underground experimental base left, has become truly isolated and alone. Captain Lu Wan has fully recovered. She opened her eyes and recognized us just now. But her body is still bound by a sleeping state, unable to make any further movements. Once the last 2 fragments are gathered and the complete galaxy is activated, she can immediately wake up and talk to us. After the battle in the Starry Ruins, the talents of everyone in the team have all broken through the limits of space and consciousness. My soul reversal ability can locate any consciousness across space, forcibly revert the coordinates of folded space. With the code reconstruction by the Su sisters who specialize in consciousness, we can create stable consciousness migration channels in the endless virtual universe. Build stable pathways for consciousness transitions, enabling ultra-long distance transfer of consciousness. Xia Nuo's Eye of Truth can see through all nodes in folded space. Lock onto any consciousness coordinate regardless of distance. The Ling's extreme battle zone allows her to fight in space turbulence and zero-gravity environments. Enables extreme combat, ignoring the constraints of spatial rules. Jiang Zan's wealth law can exchange for special items that counter spatial rules. Stabilize consciousness coordinates. Alter the local rules of the virtual universe. The distance to awakening Lu Wan. The distance to the final battle with Night Owl. Just 2 steps left. The curtain falls on Starry Ruins, the 12th God/dungeon. The gate of samsara in infinite hell has already opened. Here is the entrance to the 12th God/dungeon, Infinite Hell. Also the virtual deputy director of Night Owl's consciousness reincarnation experiment, and his second-to-last defense line in the game. It's been 10 days since completing the Starry Ruins dungeon. 10 days have passed. During these 10 days, Lin Yuanjie has become the faith of tens of millions of players. I led my team using the level 2 permissions unlocked by the galaxy. We repaired almost all malicious programs in the game, built stable safe zones for the players, opened a real-world logout channel for some safe dungeons, allowing some players with physical disabilities to temporarily return to reality for rest. In reality, investigators used Xia Nuo's precise coordinates shared from Starry Ruins, synchronized them perfectly. They have already eliminated Night Owl from key experimental bases nationwide, arrested nearly 1,000 involved personnel, rescued hundreds of illegally detained test subjects. Night Owl's real-world power has completely collapsed. Only one hidden core hideout remains. Investigators tracked it for 4 months but couldn't lock down the precise coordinates. Since the public restroom opened, we have battled step by step, carved out a path to survival from complete despair. With just one step left to gather all 13 fragments. One step to the final battle with Night Owl. This is the last step. The captain and 10,000 elite players on the perimeter have guarded every entrance and exit of the underground air raid shelter. 3 layers of fortified defenses won't let even a single mouse through. Wishful badge, samsara protection, consciousness anchoring items have all been prepared for the brothers. We can definitely defend everyone's true selves and not be confused by the illusions of samsara. This infinite hell is the final event of Night Owl's consciousness reincarnation experiment. He set up 18 layers of samsara illusions here. Each layer corresponds to the deepest obsession in the human heart. Family, friendship, love, wealth, power, life, death, self. Every layer of illusion will make players experience a full cycle of life. Once lost in the samsara, forgetting your true identity, your consciousness will be permanently trapped in the cycle, becoming part of the illusion. Every samsara curse mark here shares the same origin as the spirit rune formations in Luoxia Desolate Village. Before Luan's consciousness faded away, she shared the core knowledge of breaking the spirit rune formations with me. By consciousness sharing and synchronization, over 4 months, I compiled a complete manual for breaking the rune curses and synchronized all solutions with everyone. I broke through the outer program barriers. Inside is a completely sealed space governed by samsara rules. Once you step inside, there's no retreat except for clearing the dungeon. Night Owl left his ultimate defense here. If we lose ourselves in the samsara, he can directly strip away our consciousness and merge it into his samsara program. The 12th god/fragment is embedded in infinite hell at the core of the karma fire disk. Behind Ling Chan's door are 18 layers of endless samsara cycles. Nearly 1,000 players' consciousness are trapped inside. They have been lost in the cycle for almost 2 months. The karma fire disk is in the deepest part of infinite hell. There is a strong god/fragment fluctuation there. And late night snack, the last one, the complete 3D coordinates of the underground research base, along with the defense deployment. The coordinates I saw before were all fakes created by Late Night Snack. Only here can we get the real, accurate location. So what if it's 18 layers of reincarnation? Even if I go through 100, 1,000 lifetimes, I will never forget who I am. I will never forget the captain. Never forget our families. This final dungeon, let's break through it together. Together we'll face Late Night Snack and settle things for good. In my previous life, it was in this very hellish abyss that I endured endless reincarnations. Only then did I finally reach Late Night Snack's core base. But I paid a terrible price. My teammates were lost one by one in the cycle. In the end, I was the only one left. But in this life, I'm standing here with my entire team. I will never let anyone be trapped forever in this illusory cycle. The me from my previous life cycled endlessly in the infinite inferno, experiencing countless deaths and rebirths, countless regrets. Only then did I finally realize the true meaning of reincarnation. It's never about erasing, but about holding on. At this moment, my twin consciousness is completely reconciled. The avenger of a past life and the protector of this one no longer have any boundaries between them. The match between my dual consciousnesses is now as close to 100% as possible. All that's left is the final catalyst from the endgame battle, and I can fully awaken. I've connected you to the medical area's communication line. During these 10 days, I've used Xingya's power every day to inject restorative energy into Lu Wan's consciousness. Data on the screen shows her body has completely regained consciousness, and she's always fully alert. Each day, she interacts with the medical team through the monitoring devices in the sterile cabin. Su Qingyan waits by her side every day, telling her the team is about to challenge the final dungeon. His brainwaves clearly send back responses, as if he's cheering them on. Captain Miss Lu Wan is fully prepared. She asked me to tell you all, to make sure you come back safely. She's waiting in the base, ready for everyone to reunite. Don't worry. We will definitely bring back the final shard and wake you from the 18-layer reincarnation. Every layer is the ultimate test. Remember, no matter what kind of lives you've experienced, no matter how real things feel in the illusion, never forget who you are, or the people right beside you. We are family. No matter how many times we're reincarnated, I'll always find you and wake you up. Are you ready? Ready. These 18 gates of reincarnation, behind each one, is a complete cycle of life. You've entered the S-level God/dungeon, Infinite Inferno. The 18-layer reincarnation mechanism is now active. Please pass through the 18 layers of the illusionary cycle. Reach the core of Infinite Inferno and destroy the karma disk. Clear the dungeon. Warning: if you lose your sense of self in the illusionary reincarnation, you'll be trapped forever in the dungeon with no chance of revival. These 18 cycles of reincarnation are the ultimate test of everyone's true nature. I broke through the rainy night cycle where my parents were assassinated, no longer hiding behind a facade of recklessness, and faced my inner guilt and fear. I passed the life or death trial of the Snow Mountain quest, let go of my decade-long obsessions, and reconciled with my past self. We survived the rainy night cycle from 3 years ago when we split apart, completely untangling our emotional knots. Our coding talents achieved ultimate fusion. I endured the childhood cycle of blindness and stopped fearing others' ridicule. The eye of truth broke through the wall between reality and the virtual. Awakened completely. And I broke through the lost battle's reincarnation from my previous life, facing all the regrets and obsessions of my 2 lifetimes head-on. The fusion of my dual consciousness surged again. Finally, after we made it through the 18th layer, we reached the deepest part of Infinite Inferno. I am the master of reincarnation, condensed from the obsessions of countless lost players. Die, worms. Congratulations to player Ling Chun, Su Qingyan, the Lin Zhangzhen, and Xia Nuo for successfully clearing the S-level God/dungeon Infinite Inferno. Congratulations to the Ling Yuan Pavilion team on achieving the server's first clear of Infinite Inferno, setting a new record for the fastest SS dungeon clear. Clear time, 3 hours 17 minutes. Player Ling Chun has acquired the 12th God/shard. All God/shards collected. 12/13 unlocks temporary access to game cure. At the moment of clearing the dungeon, I immediately gave Xia Nuo's pinpointed location of Late Night Snack's true body, the exact coordinates, to the security system in the real world. The instant security received the coordinates. They launched the highest level watch plan immediately. All city security forces rushed toward the abandoned Shishan mine. The inescapable net targeting late-night snacks' true body was now in full effect. All 12 god/dungeons have been cleared. The gate to the final battle is right ahead. The top floor of Starcore Tech Tower is the very heart of the entire virtual city labyrinth and the central server hub of the game. It's also late-night snacks' last bastion in the virtual world. This is the entrance to Smoke Corridor, late-night snacks' final line of defense in the virtual world, and the only path to the 13th god/shard. From clearing the Starlit Ruins dungeon to the climax of Infinite Inferno, over a whole month's time, I led the team forward step by step, breaking through Dead Silence Hospital, Doomsday Train, Starlit Ruins, and Infinite Inferno, the 4 god/dungeons. Collected a total of 12 god/shards. Linyuan Pavilion has become the faith of tens of millions of players. And the security forces in reality, using clues collected from the dungeons, have hunted late-night snack down in 11 main research bases all across the country. His real-world organizations have been completely crushed. There's only one final hidden core hideout left. Security has investigated for 4 months, but still hasn't tracked down the exact coordinates. It's been 4 months since the beta went public. Step by step, we fought our way out of total despair. Now, just one piece away from all 13 shards, and the endgame showdown with late-night snack, with only this final dungeon left. The captain is surrounded by 10,000 elite players. They've secured every entrance and exit of Starcore Tech Tower. The triple-layered defense would keep even a mouse out. Revelation badge, reincarnation protection, consciousness anchor items. I've prepared everything for you guys. We'll absolutely be able to stay true to ourselves. We won't be deceived by the cycle illusion. This central smoke corridor was built by Night Snacks using the game server's core rules to become the ultimate prison. The corridor has 9 levels in total. Each level corresponds to the 12 divine barriers we've cleared before, in the ultimate malicious version of the dungeon. It's filled with Grovetown, left by Luwan's parents, in its ultimate Form 9 Death Oblivion array. I've already disassembled all the charm marks and fasting wards left by Luwan. Completely. I've sorted out the complete decryption blueprint. It's been shared with everyone. I've disabled the peripheral code barrier. Inside is a completely sealed ultimate rule space. As soon as we step into the corridor, Night Snack's real body in reality will sense us instantly. He'll trigger the core self-destruct program of the game. Once initiated, tens of millions of players logged in will have their consciousness permanently trapped in the virtual world. The 13th Divine Armor Fragment is hidden in the deepest part of Central Smoke Corridor. It's bound to the game's core hive, and only after collecting all 12 divine/fragments. Can we open the doors to the Central Smoke Corridor? Only by clearing the corridor. Can we completely locate Night Snack's real body? Consciousness anchor. The coordinates Shanyo saw before were all Night Snack's decoys. Only in the corridor. Can we get the true, precise location? Behind Midnight Bro's door are the 9 layers of endless reincarnation, where nearly 1,000 player consciousnesses are trapped inside. They've been lost in the cycle for almost 2 months. At the very depths of the corridor is the 13th divine/fragment, and Night Snack's anchor point is hidden in the core of the 9th floor. I can feel he's already waiting for us there. So what if there are 9 cycles? We've already made it through all 12 dungeons. This final corridor We can break through it all the same. Miss Luan is waiting for us to wake up at the base. We absolutely can't stop here. Captain, I'll lead the way. Let's move. The fusion of my twin consciousness, past and present, has already reached 99.9%. Just one last step remains. Then I'll be at complete 100% fusion. In my past life, I entered the smoky gray gallery alone. In the end, only able to go down together with night snacks. I fell into darkness with endless regrets. But this time, my most trusted family stands by my side. We've gathered all 12 pieces of divine armor. A tight net has been cast in reality. I'm no longer alone. I've connected you to the medical zone's real-time communication. Captain, Miss Luan is fully awake now. She asked me to tell you all. To return safely no matter what? She's waiting at the base to reunite with everyone. She's already shared the ultimate solution. To the 9-death Oblivion Array. To your terminals via the consciousness interface device. Don't worry, we'll definitely bring back the final fragment. And wake you up. Central Smoke Corridor is Night Snack's last line of defense. And also our final battlefield. This time we're not only after the 13th piece. We must also put an end to Night Snack's plot for good. And bring all trapped players safely home. Ready? Ready. These 9 gates of the cycle. Behind each gate is an extreme reincarnation illusion. You've entered S-level Divine/Dungeon, Central Smoke Corridor. 9-level reincarnation mechanic activated. Please clear the 9 layers of the reincarnation illusion and reach the end of the corridor. Obtain the 13th Divine/Fragment. Clear the dungeon. Warning, if you lose your sense of self in the reincarnation illusion, you'll be trapped in the dungeon forever. Revival will be impossible. System prompt. Obsession replication complete on Central Corridor 1F. Midnight Apartment Gatekeeper Boss, Resentment Mirror Image, now active. Rules for this floor. Defeat the mirror image born from your own obsession. To unlock passage to the next floor. Wait, so that old guy Night Snacks actually recreated all the dungeons we cleared before. And even copied our skills? That's the core rule of the Central Smoke Corridor. Corresponding to the 9 divine barriers we cleared. It's the ultimate malicious replica of the dungeon. Only by breaking your core obsession on this floor can you lift the seal to the next floor. The soul lock core for the first floor is in the fire cabinet compartment. Same place as the diary in the midnight apartment. The mirror image's weak point is the mark of obsession on its brow. You can shatter it directly with the power of soul recalling. Only you can do this midnight. System prompt. First clear twin fusion. Fusion rate plus 0.5%. Current fusion, 96.5%. Array's core is in the Shijiao center. Life gate is under the 3rd paper doll to the northwest. I've shared the decryption spell with the infiltrator. Draw according to my instruction order, and you'll be able to suppress the array temporarily. System prompt. Second floor clear twin fusion. Fusion rate plus 0.5%. Current fusion, 97%. We pressed on together and made it through the third-level obstetrics illusion at Sacred Heart Hospital, the fourth-level Nightmare Factory's consciousness prison. With each floor cleared, Midnight's twin fusion rate steadily increased. Right as we entered the connecting passage, something strange happened. Charlotte. Brother Zun. This cursed seal is bound to the core formation of the Zhongyan corridor. Yexiao fused Xing's underlying vulnerabilities with soul sigil magic and welded them together. Regular code breaking is useless here. Don't panic. This is a variant of the soul sigil death curse left by my parents. I know how to suppress it. Lincoln, use your soul rewind ability to stabilize Jiang Zun's core consciousness. Don't let him dissipate. King Yu, follow the order of the sigils I gave you, and draw a reverse soul lock sigil on Jiang Zun's forehead. It can temporarily seal the spread of the curse mark. I've synchronized the complete suppression diagram with you all. Brother Lin Chan, the fifth floor is a replica of Time Order, an illusion. The time turbulence inside is even stronger. Luan, the core chamber of the Hall of Appearances explained by Shikamaru, is right at the end of the 9th floor. The 13th fragment is located there. Jiang Zhu is family to us. We will never leave her behind. For the remaining 5 floors, we'll break through them together. Luan, we'll be counting on you for the next part. Don't worry, I'm here. I won't let anything happen to any of you. I've sent you the complete solution diagrams for floors 5 to 9. I've synced them all with you. I'll be waiting for you at the base. Bring the fragment back safely. System notice, Central Corridor, 5th floor entered. Guardian Boss Time Mirror has been activated. Dual consciousness fusion increased by 15.5. Everyone worked together, successfully broke through all 5 doors and 9 floors. System notice, Zhongyan Corridor, all 9 cage floors cleared. Current fusion rate, 99.5%. Arrived at the core chamber of the Zhongyan Corridor. Energy fluctuation of the 13th Divine Blade fragment has been locked. Lincoln, the stone door leads directly to the chamber. The 13th Divine Blade fragment is on the crystal pedestal inside. But there's a strong grudge force inside. It's the final boss of the Zhongyan Corridor, the Void Brain. That's Yexiao. Using the remnant souls of all the players trapped in the corridor, he stitched them together. Lincoln, ever since the Midnight Apartment instance, the moment you spoke Xing's name and used your soul rewind talent, I guessed you came from the future. The second personality you've always felt was never actually a separate berserk consciousness, but a complete one, carrying all your past life's memories and combat instincts, your true self. After I discovered Yexiao's plot, I snuck into the game's underlying code and created the ultimate fail-safe program for the core. I split it into 13 components and hid them across 13 Divine Blade instances. Its core design logic requires three irreplaceable activation conditions, all of which are essential. First, the guardian logic must be of the same origin. The activator must have an absolute will to protect, rather than desires to take or control. That's why Yexiao could never activate Shinge. Second, absolute consciousness compatibility. The activator's mental domain must be able to bear the weight of the game's entire rules. The third, and most crucial hidden condition, consciousness anchoring. Shinge's emergency protocol states that when the soul-compatible consciousness dissipates at the core of the game, Shinge will auto-activate, extract the strongest fragment of the compatible will to serve as the consciousness anchor, and send the complete consciousness and memory back to the timeline of that anchor. When you and Yexiao perished together in your last life, your strongest obsession was not protecting loved ones and not saving trapped players. That drive was so intense. It fit perfectly with Shinge's protection logic. Shinge not only rewound your entire consciousness back to right before the beta test, it also brought your 3 years of bloody battle instinct from your past life. All the hard-earned clearing experience burned into your bones, and your memories of endless regret, fusing them together as a consciousness composite, which is the second personality you've sensed all along. He's not your adversary. He is your past self, the complete you, carrying regret and the drive for revenge. He never meant to devour your main consciousness, but every time you faced
Danger.
he would use your past instincts, ingrained into your bones, to protect you and those you wanted to protect. In earlier instances, the berserk, residual combat instincts you felt were always that consciousness composite resonating with you in this life. As you collect the fragments and make up for past regrets, the composite gradually integrates with your main consciousness, finally becoming a complete you. That's Shinge's true reason for choosing you. So that's how it is. So-called dual personality is a self-dialogue between a past life full of regrets and a present self trying to make amends. Every resonance before was the two consciousnesses accepting each other, completing one another. Shinge's privileges have 3 stages. Basic access is unlocked via fragments. Second-level rights need at least 7 fragments. But the final activation requires 2 things. Gather all 13 fragments, plus your dual consciousness fused 100%. Only then can the law of the void be unlocked, gaining top-level access to override the underlying rules of the game. The annihilation curse on Jiangzan, Miss Lu Wan's sleeping state, all need Shinge's ultimate activation to be resolved for good. This is our only path, and the only way to save them. So, Captain, you were the overpowered reborn all along. No wonder you've been a beast since day 1. No wonder whenever there's danger, it's like you have a third eye, predicting every trap in advance. Whether it's your past or present self, you're still the one I want to follow. No matter what's ahead, I'll go with you all the way. Lincoln, the final curse lock on the stone door, requires your fully fused dual consciousness, combined with 12 divine blade fragments to unlock. I've sensed the lost unlocking method to you. The Shu recorded the final Mist Forest Annihilation array in the chamber. Only your fully fused dual consciousness can completely break it. A pointless struggle. Night Spirit Zhangzan, hold the defense. Block the flank. Move into attack. King Yu skillfully cracks the Soul Guard formation core in the chamber. Nonuo has locked onto the Void Brain's consciousness core. Lin Chan's core is deep within the densest black mist. It's a consciousness anchor left behind by Night Owl. Only by shattering that anchor can we truly kill him. We shouldn't be trapped in these endless corridors forever. My family is still waiting for you to come home in the real world. System notification. Mid-Tobacco Corridor's final boss, Void Brain, has been defeated. Dual consciousness integration increased by 0.01%. Current integration, 99.99%. Global announcement. Congratulations, player. Lin Chan successfully collected the 13th Divine Slashing Fragment. All 13 Divine Slashing Fragments have been collected. Progress, 13/13. Galaxy system fully activated. Hardware requirements met. Game's final core hub. Top-level access prerequisite unlocked. Mid-Tobacco Corridor instance is permanently closed. All malicious formation rules of the instance have permanently failed. Finally collected them all. I didn't hold everyone back, right? Brother Jiang Zun, you didn't hold us back. You protected all of us. Before the final battle, Xia Nuo had already used the Eye of Truth to lock onto Night Owl's location in the real world. At the instant all 13 fragments were gathered, in the command center of the real world, everyone held their breath. All units, attention to the target, coordinates are fully locked. Maintain full encirclement. Awaiting final assault orders. We must not let the target escape again. Lin Chun received an encrypted message from Zhang Zun's father. He learned, the organization has locked down the Zhao's hiding spot. Full encirclement is complete. All 13 fragments have been collected. Galaxy activation hardware conditions are fulfilled. What we're facing next is the core consciousness of Night Owl and the central hive of the entire game. Congratulations on collecting all the fragments. I'm waiting for you to return safely at the base. Once you activate the galaxy, I'll be able to wake up and stand alongside you. Central Hive Server Room. This is Night Owl's ultimate nest, built over more than a decade.
Nest.
It's also the origin of the game's fundamental rules. This place is exactly the same as in my memories from my previous life. In my past life, I perished here alongside Night Owl, fell into endless darkness with boundless regret. But this time, I'm here with a complete team, standing with all 13 divine slashing fragments assembled. No longer alone.
Lin Chun.
This entire server room is one massive consciousness prison. As soon as we stepped in, every external channel was locked tight. Night Owl's consciousness is housed within the liquid metal core. He's been watching us the whole time. All strike groups have reached their designated positions. Full encirclement completed. The target is in the deepest part of the mine's underground server room. No chance of escape. Awaiting final assault orders. All external communications in the mine have been severed. We have full control over the power supply. The target can't transmit any information to the outside world. Neither can he trigger the backup self-destruct program. The net for Night Owl's core body has completely tightened. He can't escape. Lin Chun, I really underestimated you. I never thought Qingyu would secretly bury a galaxy system in the game. Even more surprising, he could pull your consciousness from your previous life back here. Forcefully rewrote all my plans. You brought the clear records of 12 divine slashing victories and made it here with all 13 fragments. You truly deserve to be my opponent. Night Owl. I trusted you at first, gave you the core code of the game's underlying architecture, and you used it for human experiments, devoured the player's consciousness, all just to fulfill your ridiculous goal of becoming a god. Today we're going to destroy everything you've built with our own hands. Ridiculous? Heahaha. Human flesh is so fragile. Life, age, sickness, and death pass in the blink of an eye. Only uploading consciousness to the virtual world can grant true immortality. I'm leading humanity into a new era. You mere mortals can't comprehend my greatness at all. Oh. The Ming leads the way, blocking the monster horde. Qingyu and Qingyan crack the server room's program traps, sever the Zhao's connection to the core. Xia Nuo locks onto the Zhao's consciousness core weakness. Jiang Zun defends the flank. Establish an absolute protective barrier. We're just one final step away. The battle in the server room has lasted a full 40 minutes. Ling Chan is fusing the dual consciousness for the final time. The Zhao absolutely can't interrupt it. Iron Owl's consciousness anchor is at 3 o'clock from the core. I couldn't protect Ling Chun in my previous life. This time, even if it costs me my life, I will still buy Ling Chun. Enough time for dual consciousness fusion. How touching. Ling Chan, do you really think you and this group can stop me? Stop dreaming. Once I fully absorb the power of the stars, I'll be the one true god of this world. Uh. Don't be afraid, I'm here. As long as I'm still standing, no one can hurt you. The fusion isn't complete yet. I will never fall. I told you, don't force it. As long as we interrupt Ling Chen's consciousness fusion and kill him, no one can ever stop my immortality plan. Ling Chen, watch out.
Uh.
Ling Chen, we can hold them back. We believe in you. Live or die. We're with you. Quick, finish the fusion. Don't let our efforts be in vain. Brother Ling Chan, I can hold them off. Don't come over. You are the light in my life. I will never let him hurt you. Hurry and finish the fusion. Captain, quick. We're holding on. Just one last step. Yeah. Ling Chun. Memories of past lives and reality clash intensely. Uh. Uh. System notification. Detected that the host Ling Chun's dual consciousness has fully fused. 13 Godslayer fragments have been collected. Galactic key verified. 100% system verification passed. Galactic system fully activated. Ultimate ability unlocked. Virtual realm law has been unlocked.
Host.
Has obtained the highest admin rights of the virtual realm's game. Your final day has come. Impossible, this is impossible. Shinge was just a discarded underlying program of mine. How could you possibly activate its ultimate power? You can't even protect your own body. And you still want to stir up trouble in the virtual world. You owe those innocent players You owe those experimental subjects you killed. Today, it's time to settle everything. Don't move. Reporting to Command Center. Target the Zhao has been successfully apprehended. No casualties at the scene. Neural connection has been severed. Network circuits have been physically isolated. No, impossible. My body, my core. Lincoln, you destroyed everything I had. Even if I die, I'll take you down with me. And the moment the Zhao's consciousness was completely obliterated, all red alerts in the game world were lifted. The bloody clouds dispersed. Sunlight pierced through the clouds, shining on every corner of the game world. In the name of Xingge, breaking free yet again. Brothers, I'm awake. Welcome home. Command confirmed. All permissions unlocked. System notification. The game's ultimate boss, Night Owl, has been completely slain. All malicious programs have been removed. Logout function fully unlocked. All abnormal statuses have been cleared. We won. We can go home. Finally, we can go home. Mom, I want to go home. In hospitals all across the country, countless players who were in comas for 4 months are gradually opening their eyes. Families waiting at the bedside burst into tears. In Yun City First Hospital, beside Luan's hospital bed, surrounded by those who just logged out from the game, seeing each other safe and sound, everyone showed relieved smiles. We're back. Peace returns to the world. In Yun City Public Security Bureau, the Zhao, for intentional homicide and endangering public safety, and dozens of counts of illegal human experimentation and other crimes, has been prosecuted according to the law. Awaiting him is the harshest punishment by law. This life and death game that swept tens of millions of players globally lasted for 4 months. Finally, on both virtual and real fronts, it came to a complete end. See you in the real world. The smell of disinfectant lingered in his nose. It has been 12 hours since he clicked logout. Exactly 12 hours have passed. Captain woke up, call me. I'm just in the next ward. This is the 4 seasons left by Jiang Zun, bold and unrestrained. Stretched a bit, his somewhat stiff body. But it didn't affect his movements. His inbox was flooded with messages, 99 plus already. Guys, I'm awake. I'm alive. The air in the real world is just amazing. Just finished the physical checkup. Everything is normal. I'm here with my parents. They said they're treating everyone to a meal. Thank you all for always looking after me. Su Qingyan and I just saw Shikamaru. He can already get out of bed and walk. He's recovering really well. We'll meet you in the garden downstairs at the hospital. In the early morning, I watched the news on the screen. I couldn't help but curve my lips into a relieved smile. The life and death battle across 2 lifetimes has finally come to a true conclusion at this moment. Half an hour later, in the garden downstairs at the hospital, everyone finally had their first real reunion in the real world. Jiang Zun was dressed casually. He no longer had that rebellious aura from the game. He seemed much more composed. He was waving his hands as he chatted with Charlotte, making the girl laugh nonstop. It's so nice to have sunshine. Captain, you're finally awake. I thought you were going to sleep until the afternoon. Just woke up and had a checkup. Nothing's wrong. Ling Chun looks at everyone in front of him, seeing their vibrant, smiling faces, feeling completely at ease inside. The bloody battles in the game were all for the moments of peace in the real world. Ling Chun. Long time no see. Thank you for pulling me out of that darkness. You never gave up on yourself. Just then, Jiang Fu walked over. Mr. Ling Chun, and everyone else, on behalf of the security department, and all the players who were trapped and their families, thank you all. You were the ones who stopped Yoksha's plot, and saved tens of millions of lives. Yoksha has been officially indicted for dozens of crimes according to the law. The law will impose the harshest punishment on him. All remaining forces of Yoksha have been completely wiped out by the Dragon Nation Security Patrol. All illegally held experiment subjects have been rescued and properly placed. Across the whole country, over 90% of the comatose players have woken up. The rest are also gradually recovering. Not a single new case of brain death has occurred. The Cybersecurity Department would like to invite all of you to participate in the new Virtual World Security Development Project. You know this system better than anyone. And you're also the best to protect it. Of course, our captain will be the future head of the virtual world. Everyone burst into laughter. Sunlight shone on everyone, warm and dazzling. In the evening, Xia Nuo's parents set up a full reunion dinner at the best restaurant in Cloud City. Come on, Lin Chan. Xia Nuo, don't be shy. With the crisp clinking of glasses came the gratitude of surviving disaster, the camaraderie from fighting side by side, and the endless hopes for the future. Ling Chan looked at the people around him, then gazed at the thousands of lights outside the window. Ling Chan raised his glass and spoke softly. Here's to all of us, and peace for the world. To peace for the world. All darkness will eventually be met by the dawn. All who stand together will eventually find happiness. In the top floor conference room of Jiang Group headquarters, a huge holographic screen shows the foundational structure of the newly upgraded Mirage City. Ling Chun stands in front of the screen, surrounded by the core team and top experts from the Dragon Nation's cyber department. A meeting about the rebirth of the virtual world has been going on for 3 full hours. Over the past month, Ling Chun and his team worked with the National Cybersecurity Department and the Jiang Group's tech team to complete a full rewrite of Mirage City's underlying code. They stripped out all the malicious programs, consciousness traps, and deadly rules, repaired all the loopholes Yaksha left behind, and gave this former life and death game a total overhaul. All levels of security reinforcement on the structure are now complete. There are no high-risk vulnerabilities. We kept the immersive neural connection technology, optimized neural signal transmission, and reduced the load on the brain. Even with long-term connection, there will be no harm to the body. We redesigned the game's core mechanics, removed all horror and death-related content, and built an open-world immersive experience. It's split into casual exploration, story questing, and professional competition, 3 main modules, suitable for users of all ages. At the same time, we built the world's top consciousness security protection system. There will never again be neural connection lockouts, or any case of consciousness being tampered with. The experts in the conference room all nodded in approval. Once, Mirage City was a disaster that swept the globe. But now, in their hands, it's about to become the first worldwide immersive virtual world for all. A brand new bridge connecting reality and the virtual. On the screen in front of them is the new virtual world security system he designed. This past month, relying on his deep understanding of Yaksha's consciousness control techniques, he built a complete consciousness protection wall and became the chief of security for the new virtual world. The system I designed is 3 layers of protection. First layer, real-time neural connection monitoring. If any abnormal brainwave activity is detected, the connection will be forcefully cut off immediately, and a warning triggered. Second layer, consciousness anti-tampering system. If any external program tries to modify user consciousness data, it will be instantly intercepted and traced. Third layer, emergency rescue channel. Even in extreme situations, users can use the emergency channel to instantly log out of the virtual world. The experts admired the completeness of this security system, eyes full of admiration. This system, from the foundation, eliminates any possibility of another Yaksha incident. It sets a new safety standard for the whole immersive virtual industry. On the operational side, we've partnered with over 100 cultural and tourism agencies, museums, and colleges across the country. Inside the virtual world, we've built one-to-one recreations of tourist sites and digital museums, as well as virtual campuses. In the future, we'll expand to virtual offices, virtual healthcare, and multiple segments like virtual socializing. It's no longer just a game, but a peaceful, brand new virtual world full of infinite possibilities. For security, I formed a professional virtual response team, made up entirely of veterans and security professionals, on duty 24/7 to protect users' safety. The system he designed maximizes users' immersive experience. Even visually impaired users can experience the beauty of this world in the virtual realm. The sensory optimization system one developed has passed final testing. It can adapt to different users' physical conditions, adjust sensory feedback, so that everyone in this world can experience equal beauty. At the end of the meeting, everyone unanimously approved the launch plan for the new virtual world and decided on the new name, Mirage Rebirth. In my past life in this world, I experienced endless darkness and regret. In this life with my family, I will turn this world into a place full of hope and light. Now, let's turn to the world of technology. In just 3 months, Mirage Rebirth completed full testing, and today is its global launch event. 4 months ago, Mirage City was a worldwide disaster. Countless lives were lost within it, and countless families were torn apart. But today, as we stand here, we want to tell the world, virtual technology has never been the disaster itself. Its future should be bright and warm for everyone. A perfectly recreated land of our great nation, an immersive digital museum, convenient virtual office scenarios, a warm virtual social space, and also barrier-free experiences tailored for special groups. Every image on the system screen astonished everyone present. Next, let's welcome my teammates. Mr. Ling Chun, may I ask, what are your hopes for Su Jingxin Sheng's future? What expectations do you have? We hope this virtual world can become an extension of the real world, not a replacement. We hope it allows people separated by thousands of miles to meet anytime, lets those with physical limitations experience the freedom of running, and enables everyone here to find their own happiness. We once fell into darkness, so we understand the value of light even more. In the future, we'll stick to our original mission of protecting, making virtual technology truly serve humanity, and bring warmth to people. The gavel falls. The judge delivers the verdict in court. Defendant the Zhao is convicted of intentional homicide, endangering public safety, illegally conducting human experiments, and multiple other charges. Convicted on multiple counts. Sentenced to death, to be carried out immediately. Thunderous applause erupted in the courtroom. This century-long case that lasted over a year finally received its final verdict. Justice may be delayed, but it is never absent. During this year, I teamed up with Jiang Corporation and the National Cybersecurity Department to completely strip Su Jingmei's city of all malicious code and transform it into the world's first fully immersive virtual world for everyone, becoming a brand new bridge connecting reality and the virtual, bringing new life and hope to countless people. Lin Yuande went from being a player guild member in the game to part of the new virtual world operations team. Jiang Zun became the president of virtual world operations. No longer the cynical rich second generation, Lu Wan became the head of virtual world security, using her own experience to safeguard the consciousness safety of every player. Su Qingyu and Su Qingyan, the sisters, became the chief architects of the virtual world, writing a new chapter in the world of code. The Ling became head of security for the virtual world, assembled a professional emergency team, protecting the peace in the virtual world. Xia Nuo became the chief perception officer of the virtual world, using his true eye to check every potential risk. And I became the overall head of the new Su Jingmei city, as well as the chief advisor for the Global Virtual Security Committee. Finally, we have achieved the perfect ending. Captain, while creating the new virtual world, the number of online users surpassed 200 million. We did it. We did it. This world is finally peaceful. To us. To Su Jingxin Sheng. Cheers. To our brand new lives. We ended a dark era and ushered in a brand new one. Our story has just begun. All darkness will eventually give way to dawn. All companionship will eventually lead to fulfillment. Su Jingxin Sheng. Peace to all.